also got The Potion Diaries by Amy Elward. This was a really cool and funny book. Again, I read this one for Booktubeathon, so if you want to know more about it, watch my wrap-up video, which I'm going to link at the end of this video. And before I even went on holiday, I thought it was a good idea to go to the secondhand store and see if they had some English books, and they did. So, you know, it's not like I have too many books already. I bought a few. I bought Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Haven't read this yet for my course or anything for university, but I did read some Ernest Hemingway stuff, and this was only €1. So yeah. I also got Queen of Swords by William Cotswinkle, which is a really unfortunate name. If you know that Kots in Dutch or Germany, in Dutch or German means to puke. But anyway, this seemed like a fun story as well. I think it's about an author, and this was also €1. I also got The Ace Queen by Alice Hoffman. I'm not quite sure what it is about anymore, but I do know that it seemed like a good book at the time, so I'm sure I'll really enjoy it. And then I also got this huge book. It's the Age of Empires artwork from the acclaimed series. Oh, it's Art of Empires from the acclaimed series Age of Empires. I used to play Age of Empires a lot, like the really old version. And then oh, it's kind of falling apart a little bit. No, it's okay. I basically bought it because it has a lot of drawings and stuff in it, and I don't really have a lot with Age of Empires, especially newer versions, because I haven't played it in ages. But I just thought this looked beautiful, and you know, it will give me inspiration for drawing, for instance, because you have the drawings there, and I suck at, you know, when they have steps and stuff. I always just pick the final drawing and draw that, because when for some reason, when I follow the steps, it looks like crap, and when I just take the end result and try to copy that, it looks fine. So yeah. Anyway, I thought this was pretty cool, and also maybe some inspiration from writing or something. It was $3.75, which isn't too bad for one of these books, because they are usually really expensive. You know, the art of books, and I love those. And I have a lot of the art of Lord of the Rings, and I think also Narnia and The Hobbit, and I just love them. I love them a lot. I also bought a Dutch book. It's called Zwerftocht met Corilu, I think, by Thea Beckman, and she's one of my favorite authors of all time. I had never heard of this book before, but it's a book by Thea Beckman, so it's probably good. Sorry about my hair, by the way. It looks like it's really kind of sticky from sweat, and it is a tiny bit, but I actually just washed it, so it's also a little bit wet, so it's not as bad as it looks. Next book. I also bought Dream a Little Dream by Giovanna Fletcher. Dream a Little Dream by Giovanna Fletcher, which is the sister-in-law of Carrie Fletcher of Way Past My Bedtime, and she's one of my favorite YouTubers. That's not the reason why I bought it, but that is the reason why I recognized the book on the shelf. I read Billy and Me, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought this one was gonna be pretty cool as well. I think it's someone who dreams about this perfect man and then suddenly sees him in real life, so that's interesting. We have A Red Sun Also Rises by Mark Hodder. I started in the book. I'm 50 pages in. I was supposed to read this for Booktubeathon, but I was just so exhausted after you know, basically 3 holidays and doing way too much, and yeah, so I couldn't bring myself to read it, so I read another book instead. But I did like it so far. I just wasn't in the mood for reading, and I already moved on to different books, so I should probably put this on a different pile and remember that I'm also reading this one. With Ernest Cline, Armada. I absolutely love Ready Player One from Ernest Cline, and I was so psyched when I saw this book in France. It also has the stamp from Shakespeare & Company, it's where I bought it. And then later in England I saw it and it was signed and way cheaper, which was kind of a bummer. But but yeah, I didn't buy it another time. But this one has a stamp from Shakespeare and Company, so it's also pretty cool. Anyway, Armada, it's awesome. I already read it, so I'm going to talk about this way more in my wrap-up video. That's still to come, by the way. It's not up yet. Sufficient to say, if you like Ready Player One, you'll love this one as well. I also went to some second-hand shops, like the charity shops in Eastbourne, and I love charity shops because, first of all, like, it's like second-hand stores, but you know that you're giving to charity, so sometimes if it's a little bit more pricey than I would have liked to give, I'm like, oh well, but it's for charity, so then I'm more inclined to buy it, and in a second-hand store I might not have. But anyway, I bought this gorgeous copy of Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and it has this really cool picture in the front, this awesome spine, and this was only £1.75, which is ridiculously cheap. If you know, if we have books like this in the Netherlands, if it looks pretty like this or a little bit old, they're immediately like, oh, it's old, or it's you know, it's a special cover. Oh, why am I talking with a fake British accent? We have to ask like 10 euros for it, which is ridiculous because it's second-hand. It's been owned by other people. Like, if it's a real collector's item, I get it. But anyway, that's why I love going to English shops to try and get as many of these awesome copies of books at charity shops. At a different charity shop, I also bought this lovely copy of Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. It's shiny and pretty, and I love the spine as well. Is this the right way up? Yes, it is. I love the spine, and it's just so gorgeous. And it doesn't look red at all, and it also has the Reader's Digest bit in it. I think this is probably the Reader's Digest series, maybe? Yes, Reader's Digest series. I have a few of these already. Also bought them at second-hand stores, or charity shops, I mean, in England. And I think this was only like £2 or £3 or something like that. Ridiculously cheap. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Then I also bought this book. It's called Cordian and the Island of Monsters by Tobias Druitt. I thought the cover looked pretty sick, and I think this is basically about, you know, Greek monsters and myth and stuff like that, and I love those a lot. And this was also £1 at Poundland, and yeah, I can't wait to read it. Okay, so the next one I'm really happy with. It's the Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, and it's the beautiful, gorgeous, lovely, amazing Barnes & Noble's hardback leather bound copy, which I love. And I have, let me just check, I have 2 books in that series. So this marks book 3. It was only £15, which is ridiculous. These books are like 60 euros in the Netherlands, which is also kind of ridiculous. But even, you know, in pounds, that was really cheap. I bought it at TK Maxx. They had it not with the children's department, where they usually have lots of books for children and teenagers, but this was with a different selection of books, and I saw it and I was like, I need to buy this. Unfortunately, they didn't have any more, but I'm really happy with this find, and I can't wait to put it on my shelf. And also, I didn't just buy it because it's pretty, by the way. I love the short stories by Edgar Allan Poe, and his poems as well. I love them, so I'm really happy with this. Last pile! So we're getting there. I also have The Making of Middle-earth, a new look inside the world of J.R.R. Tolkien by Christopher Snyder. And first of all, it has a lovely cover, and it's a lovely hardback book. The pages inside look really cool as well. It's just, you know, slightly made old, and it has some of these cute little thinamajigs. And it looks adorable, and it has pictures in it as well, and basically it's about, you know, what inspired Tolkien to make Middle-earth, and, you know, the myths and stuff like that he probably drew on, or sometimes they know they drew on it because he probably wrote about it or talked about it. And if you don't know yet, I'm obsessed with Lord of the Rings, so yes, I love this, and I can't wait to read it. At TK Maxx I also bought this humongous box. It was only £8, so that's the price of one of these books, and I think it's the complete series of The Power of Five, I'm guessing, because it's 5 books, so it's probably the complete series, by Anthony Horowitz. And I recently read, what was it again, Alex Rider, I think it's called. If it's something different, I'll put it here. The first book by Anthony Horowitz, and also Silk, the new Sherlock Holmes book that is, I think, the only book that's really officially got the like, yes, you can do this. It's a sort of sequel from the Sherlock Holmes committee or something like that. I'm not quite sure, I'm babbling, but anyway, he's a good writer, and I have no idea what this is about, to be quite honest, but it was so cheap and it looks cool, and it says a supernatural adventure of the most chilling kind, so that's always good. And yeah, I'm going to open it soon and read them. And for my birthday I also got 2 books. One of them is this one. I got it from a good friend of mine, and it's making your own ice creams, and it has so many recipes in it and so many fun ideas of things you can do, and it's not too hard as well. And yeah, I'm really happy with this, and with this heat, yeah, I'm gonna need to make a few. Oh, I think my camera is overheating. I hope it got all of that, but I'm gonna be quick now. I also got this one for my birthday from my brother. It's Serenity, Leaves on the Wind, one of the comics. This is part 4. I didn't have this one yet, and I haven't read it yet. I'm really, really excited to read it. I love Firefly, and if you don't know, there are comics that, you know, tell more about the story of what happened before Firefly and after, and it's really cool, and I really recommend them. You should read them. And of course I can't go to England without buying comics. We don't have these here, and if we do somewhere in some store, they're probably ridiculously expensive because they're not too cheap in, you know, England either. I got the Essential X-Men with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Groot looks freaking terrifying. Like, I had never I'm not sure if that's what he's supposed to look in the, you know, the separate Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I've never read them, but yeah, I've read, I think, half of this one. Still have to continue reading it. And then you have Wolverine and Deadpool, and I did read this one already, and it's such a shame that I can't buy them here because I want to know what happens next. But it's fun as well to just, you know, read a little bit from it, and you can read what happened before. And I really liked the Deadpool comic, it was really funny. And then you have Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo. Haven't read this one yet, but it's a 100-page special, and it has 4 thrilling tales, so I'm hoping those are 4 complete tales that I can just finish. And oh, I'm just looking at the back, and they have Doctor Who comics, and they didn't have them there, and I wish I could just buy all of them. But yeah, we don't have that here either. And then we have Justice League, Trinity, the new Power of the Ring. So apparently there's a new Green Lantern, I'm guessing. Haven't read it yet, but can't wait to. And that, I'm just checking to see if I'm not lying. That was it. That was everything I bought this summer, and yes, it's a little bit crazy, and yes, I'm never going to find space for this in my room, am I? But I can't wait to read so many of these books, and yeah, I've already read a lot of them actually, and I'm really happy with them. And I do actually, I save up for this, guys. I save up the whole year to go nuts in England and buy loads of books. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to read some of these books, or if you have read some of these books. Which one should I read next? Because I'm kind of stumped. Right now I'm reading Inheritance because I hadn't finished the Ergon cycle yet, which is pretty bad. But so yeah, I'm reading that one right now. But I'm gonna keep it short because my camera's overheating, as I said. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you had a lovely summer. And if you're going back to work or to school or whatever, good luck. I'm also going back to university, which I'm nervous about and excited. And yeah, this video is already long enough. So If you really like this video, please subscribe. You'll make me really happy, and you'll be updated when I get new videos on YouTube. So that's cool. You can watch more of my videos. Yay! And if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you later with another video. And right now, I'm going to get myself an ice cream because I'm melting. Bye!